Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. It is now Friday night, and it is quite an event. It's Friday night for me, but for all of you, probably waking up and enjoying your Friday and getting toward another day in the stock market for AMC and also Gamestop and also any other stocks they hold within your basket of stuff. And I want to talk about this today. Got a couple questions and comments, but I posted some comments on Reddit, and I made some other comments on Twitter, but they all have the same thread going through it, the same needle, passing through many different holes. Somebody said, "Oh, can't imagine anybody want to hold gold anymore. Why does anybody want to hold gold?" Well, I was like, you know what? I hold gold. And I'd explained to them, like, look, the society that I live in over here in Asia, having gold is a part of life. You own gold and it's part of the culture. You know, people use it when they get married, they have kids, they give gold, and people collect it over here. It has an intrinsic value. The more decorative it is, the higher artistic price they can have. And he understood that. And also that brings me to another point is, well, this month is the 50th year of the gold standard. Since the U.S. has been off the gold standard, taken off in 1971. And that was the time, so basically, yeah, if you know about that, when everybody had to turn in their gold, they're not allowed to own over a certain amount of gold. You can believe that. I mean, the USA was the most powerful country in the world in getting off of the gold standard. That just blows my mind, reading about this and learning about this all over again. And now, since 1971, you have the money printer just pumping and pumping out money. And even right now, with the $1 trillion reverse repo rate, and the Fed just keep pumping out more money, and even 20 to 22% of all the U.S. currency right now has been printed just this year. And people are saying, "Oh, why do you like gold?" Well, I hold gold. I heard can invest in many different things. And again, that goes to investing. You know, people are invested in many parts of the market. And again, in 1974, this is when the ERISA Act was established. That was the Employee Retirement Income Security Act. Pretty much forced everybody who could be in a private company into the stock market. All right, this was an income security act of basically it protects the assets of millions of Americans. Okay. So all their funds will be placed in retirement plans, 401ks, so that their working lives will be protected for when they retire, right? And this law was basically established so it sets a minimum set of standards for retirement plans in the private industry. But now the legislation was intended to provide employees with enough information regarding plans so that they could monitor their plans to prevent mismanagement of the funds. Now, we've seen how things go throughout the last 50 years. People who were in the steel industry in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I came from, people lost their jobs. Once you lose your job, you lose your pension, and it just goes down along the line. If you see a lot of these things connecting the dots, and now we have the possibility of cryptocurrency being more fundamentally adopted. Before it was passed off as, oh, this is just a phase, no problem. But it's not a phase. It's here. It's sticking around. Yeah, AMC came around and said, "Hey, we'll start accepting Bitcoin and all this." I'm glad they will. Gamestop and two other companies have actually adopted, and they use an NFT related to their stock shares, right? And that's great. It's based on the dividend. All of these things are coming around. If you can basically don't look at the immediate view of basically the 1 meter view. If you zoom out and look at the 10,000 foot view of the whole situation that's going on right now, and why people right now at AMC, mostly GameStop, why they're so invested in holding the stock, and why most of them say, why are they doing this? For their family. For the family. To protect their family. Number two, after this date, people don't want to invest in the stock market anymore. They make their money, they're not going to invest in it because it's such a corrupt and terrible system. Oh, of course, they have the SEC, FINRA, the new cash system there to help protect everybody. But it seems to me, and I think a lot more the general public, people know about the problem. They know about it. It's just like all of these terrible allegations and things that have happened in universities, in governments, in politicians' lives. Oh, they know about it, but we can't talk about it. And right now, this is taking a stand because we know about this, we're talking about it, and we're raising the stink about it. And yeah, Jim Cramer and all these people, CNBC, MSN, they're giving us a stink eye. Fine, give us a stink eye, but you know what? We're not moving. We have our future lives to go about this. And as I asked the question to many people today, because what was the most important thing that you will take away from this event without saying money directly? I've had some interesting people talk a lot about this. And a lot of it comes down to family being safe, doing things, financial education, financial freedom, because everything has been controlled by everybody else. Everybody's finances has been controlled and has been out of our hands. So when they took the gold standard away, people basically put in the 1950s, they put their money in savings accounts. That was enough. People was decades ago. I mean, my grandmother bought bonds for me when I was a little kid. Yeah, after 10 years, it would double. Great, that was fantastic. But after the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, having a savings account was not allowed anymore. It was not enough. You had to have other investments to survive, get inside the stock market, which again, in the 1950s was seen as only a gambler's place because it was a gamble for everybody. Now they say it's not a gamble. No, it's completely full of crap. And that's what we're here to put a stop to. We don't accept this. And that's why this is, again, a once-in-a-lifetime event, a lifetime situation. So any of you, quick thought, and stay strong, because you know your reasons why you hold and you know what you're going to do after this. But it's not just the money, it's the whole perspective, because when you look back and connect the dots, when you thread the needle, when you're going in and out, and you look at what you've done and what you made, you see it's coming around a lot more. That's important. It's more than the intrinsic value past the money. And that's something these financial hedge fund people, bankers, mainstream media, there's something that these people don't have, and it's the community and sense of value. Whenever I saw Jim Cramer or something, he can have his whole thing, but having a sense of value and being able to look back and what you've done and why you've done this, that makes a better life. A better way to live. So anyway, a couple thoughts for all of you out there. So stay strong,